Hello, this is Paul Milligan for InAVate TV at InfoComm 2017. I'm joined today by Justin Kennington, the president of the SDVoE Alliance. Welcome, Justin.
Thanks, Paul.
Since we last spoke to you in mid-February at ISC, which was the big launch with the founder members of the SDVoE Alliance, can you let our viewers know what's happened and who's joined and kind of all the latest news, really?
Sure. We've been experiencing great growth since ISC. For me, this is our North America debut. We launched at ISC. We're still in launch mode today. But we've really filled out the ecosystem. The purpose of SDVoE was always about an ecosystem and a platform for development, right? Clearly, this is an AV over IP play, but that's only the transport. That's only a part. So what I mean by ecosystem is we now have members who are encoder, decoder manufacturers, display manufacturers, Ethernet switch vendors. We've got core technology providers, chipset guys, even infrastructure providers, and most crucially, software providers. ViewWall just signed up this week during the show, and they're a software-only company, and they have a place in this alliance because of our approach through our API that allows their software to be a relevant part of this ecosystem.
So has that been a conscious decision to sort of lock down every part of the AV chain, as it were?
Very much, very much. There are very few, if any, companies here who can truly provide every single bit and part and piece of an entire solution.
Sure.
So recognizing that, what we wanted to do is create this group of companies who have the same vision, the same belief in AV over IP and software-defined video, but then allow them to each focus on their own individual strengths, right? Whether that's in display manufacturing or signal management or software or infrastructure.
Sure.
And now the end customer, the end user, the integrator, the designer can have the comfort that here are all these pieces from companies focused on what they're best at, and yet the integration has been done for me because they're already working together, they're already working under this API platform that SDVoE provides.
Sure. So how many members is it you're up to now, and do you have predictions or targets maybe for
We do have some aggressive targets. We came into this show this week with 22 members. We're leaving the show with 23, so very happy about that. We have a target to be at about 30 members before the end of the year and 50 by InfoComm next year.
Wow, okay, so it's pretty rapid growth. I mean, I guess the next thing is to see products out there with the logo on or involving the technology. I spoke to Christie yesterday, and they were very keen to promote their product that has SDVoE technology inside. Are we going to be seeing more of that, not just at this show, but shows to come?
Yeah, we're going to see much more of that. Almost all of our member companies have products available on the market now. Christie just made their big announcement of Terra this week. That's very exciting. Meanwhile, ZV's here with actually their third generation of SDVoE product. And we see it from all the other members, DVI Gear, Aurora. Now I'm afraid I'm going to start forgetting people. I'm going to read my list. The list is up there.
Sure.
But a lot of products out there, around 30 different products are out there on the market today. Okay.
So I guess, I mean, we said it in the magazine before we came here that AV over IP was going to be the dominant issue for the 3 days of InfoComm. I mean, I'm guessing you're probably right in the centre of all that, and you would probably agree. I mean,
I hope so.
Everyone I've spoken to as companies that you would expect to say that, and maybe companies you possibly wouldn't have expected to say that a few years ago. Is that something you're seeing? Is it that the major theme of the show? I
think it is certainly a major theme of the show. I think this is an inevitable transition. If you look at the history of any communications technology, communications platform, we come up with an analog approach to the problem, then eventually that becomes digitized, then the digital system moves over to the IP network, and then the last transition is what we're driving here with SDVoE is software platforms start to emerge on top of that. Right? It's one thing if you look at the telephone system. We had plain old telephone analog. Eventually we went to PBX digital switching. Then we moved into voice over IP, but today we have platforms, right? Google Hangouts, Skype. These become software platforms so that the application development really becomes the focus. And of course there's infrastructure, there's hardware, there's things that move the bits and make it happen. But what's interesting is the application. And what we're trying to do with SDVoE is really shift the whole industry from integrators, programmers to manufacturers to be able to focus more and more of their energy on creating user experiences, creating applications, as they worry and focus less about how the bits are moving around underneath.
Sure.
We're going to build that platform.
Fantastic. Justin, it was great to talk to you. Thanks for your time.
You got it. Thanks, Paul.